Hello everyone, this is Mr. Friedman stepping in for Miss Peters. Number one, we're trying to find the mistake in the equation. This looks good to me, this looks good to me, this looks good to me. But here, I see a problem. Let's see what this should have been. 7x minus 5 equals 5x plus 9. We want to get the x's on one side and the numbers on the other side. We do minus 5x. That way, we'll get 2x minus 5 equals 9. Not 12x, but 2x. Plus 5, 2x equals 14. X equals 7. Did we answer all the question? Examiner work below, find our mistake. Alright, I think we're good. So again, it seems like she thought you're supposed to add 5x to both sides, but we need to minus 5x because there's an invisible plus here. So to undo plus 5x, you got to do minus 5x. Alright, moving on. Determine if the statement below is always, sometimes, or never true. Justify your conclusion. Interesting. Well, if I distribute here, that might help me think about it. This is 6 plus 10x equals 6 plus 5x. If these were lines, actually, I think I have a faster way to do it, and that is to say, okay, forget that idea. So let's get x by itself, minus 5x, minus 5x. We're going to end up with, here, I'll bring it over here. 6 plus 5x equals 6. Again, we're trying to get x by itself. Subtract 6 from both sides. 5x equals 0. So divide by 5, 0 divided by 5 is just 0. So I would say that this equation is sometimes true. And we could say this statement is true when x equals 0. All right. Okay, so for this kind of problem, I'm going to visualize what's going on. I've got 1, 2, 3, and 1, negative 3, 1. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7, this is negative 3, this is 1, this is 9. So, to find the equation, we need the y-intercept and a slope triangle. I'm going to draw my slope triangle. So, there's my line, not perfectly drawn, but you get the idea. So let's look at the slope triangle. The y value for this point was 1, the y value for this point was 7, so that means you rise from 1 to 7, which is 6. Here you go from negative 3 to positive 9, so the total distance there is 3 plus 9, which is 12. So the slope is equal to 6 over 12, which is simplifies to 1/2. Let's see. At this point, I think we should say that y equals 1/2 x plus question mark, where the question mark is our y-intercept. Now, in order to solve for question mark, the y-intercept, we can plug in one of the other points and solve. So let's plug in the one with smaller numbers. That seems easier. So 1 equals 1/2 times -3 plus question mark. 1 equals -1.5 plus question mark. Add 1.5 to both sides. And 2.5 equals question mark. So that was our y-intercept. So now I can rewrite this and say y equals 1/2 x plus 2.5. And just reality check. Does it look like my y-intercept is 2.5? I think so. That seems to make sense. And the slope, again, was over 12 up 6, which is the same thing as over 2 up 1. So that looks good. All right. Write expressions to represent the quantities described below. You don't need to solve for anything. Okay, Geraldine is 4 years younger than Tom. If Tom is 2 years old, how old is Geraldine? So 4 years younger than Tom, that means 4 years less than Tom. So for Geraldine, let's call it Ger, we're going to say she's 4 years less than Tom, so T minus 4. Okay. Stephen is twice as old as Geraldine. So, you know what? Let's say that Geraldine is G. Okay, now we know that Stephen, so again, we're calling Geraldine G. Tom was given to us as T. We'll call Stephen S. And we're talking about how old they are. So Stephen is twice as old as Geraldine. So that means S equals 2G. But we know that G is the same thing as T minus 4. So this is Geraldine. And then this is Stephen, 2T minus 8. Okay, 150 people went to see Ode to Algebra performed in the school auditorium. If the number of children that attend the performance was C, how many adults attended? So you know that the total number of people, C plus A equals 150. Children plus adults, there's 150 people total. So the number of adults is equal to 150 minus C. The cost of a new CD is $14.95. The cost of a new video game is $39.99. C videos and V video games. So each CD costs $14.95. So that means you do the number of CDs times $14.95. That's the money spent on CDs plus the money spent on video games, which is $39.99 per game, so you just multiply the number of games by $39.99. All right. F of -2, this just means we plug in -2, because if f of x, this is -2, that means x equals -2. So 3 times -2 minus 9 equals -6 minus 9, which equals -15. G of -2, again, x equals -2, we're going to plug in -2 squared. -2 squared is +4, but we still have the negative out in front, so it's that. X, if f of x equals 0. Well, we know f of x equals 3x minus 9. And they said that f of x equals 0. So I'm going to plug in, I'm going to substitute 0 for f of x. I'm going to add 9 to both sides. Isolate x. X equals 3. Okay, g of m. That just means that we are substituting m in for x. This is our input. This is what we are plugging in. So you just have negative m squared. All right, last problem. The fabulous footballers scored an incredible 55 points. Interestingly, the number of field goals was one more than twice the number of touchdowns. So this is a key sentence. The number of field goals, which I'm going to call F, was one more than twice the number of touchdowns. So one more, 1 plus, twice the number of touchdowns, 2t. So already I know that it's got to be double I or option 4. Then the other thing is that they earned 7 points per touchdown. 7 points per touchdown, so that means you do 7 times the number of touchdowns. That's points from touchdowns. 3 points for field goals, and that's going to come out to the total points of 55. And that is going to be 7t plus 3f. So right here, that is our answer. Thank you for watching, and go math.